7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Switch up, switch up.
Here's 2nd and 8. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's complete. It's Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Check 53's Mike. Check 53.
They're going to look to throw. This to McLaurin out on the left side. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 4.
6 guard. Check 6 guard. 80 West. 53. Check 53. Let's go one more. Go. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. That's caught by the 6'8" tight end, Zach Gentry. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Let's go now. 50 is the flag. Check 53 is Mike. Knock it, there you are. What? Go.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. And that'll set him back 5. They run it with Jacobs. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Go. 52. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike 52.
Second and 14. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brings up 3rd and
9. 52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. 52. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Oh, you got deep? Watch Mike.
He'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the... Oh, now Murray has it stripped. And the Raiders pick it up. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, that maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Get it roll. Yes. 52's the mic. I got one. New mic 52. Right 52. Watch the pass. Hayward. Check.
2nd and 2. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Championships, baby. 53's the mark. Yeah. 53. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. 53's the mic.
They'll set up the throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? when they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. A toss play. Gordon. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
56, the mark, boys. 56. Check, 56. Tackle. Right 56. Mike, 56.
Here's Murray. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. They were in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs there. So go ahead and throw it. He threw it, and it hurt him.
It's almost thrown into a blanket of coverage, isn't it? You talk about the best defenders you have are the defensive backs. 6 of them on the field. You're almost asking for trouble, and that's exactly what they ran into. Ended up throwing a pick 6.
Yeah, 6 defenders and 6 points. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
Now they try the right side here. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Williams. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Charger 1st down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger 1st.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 43. Murray now on first down. Rolling to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Markel Lee gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Well, he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll look to throw here. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
No, check that. We're on Mike 52 right here. Mike 52. I'm coming. Hey, Mike 52. Hey, get.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Murray going to throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Here's Matt Wild now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Returning it is Moore. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Murray now. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Second down, Murray sets to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Here's Murray. He's going to look deep down the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Here's more on the return. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
2nd and 11. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and say, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Markel Lee picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
Murray now to throw. He's got a man. It's Williams. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him,
and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35, the 40, the 30, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's airing it out for Williams, and that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Showing it. Showing it.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
It's our time. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53. We ain't giving up nothing today. 53's the mic.
They'll drop the throw. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Let's go, D.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Buddy up. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Tighten up. Tighten up.
They'll run on first down. Rivers. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Desmond King making the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
We taking wins home.
Quick slant, caught by Moore. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Yeah. You don't want none.
Back to throw here. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On second down, Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. On the counter, here's Gordon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back now in the East Bay. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
First down, Chargers.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot. Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Allen, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Mike, 56, right there, 56. It's just me and you. It's just
Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now Murray steps away to his left. Open man, it's Allen. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Let's go now. Put the flag. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
1st down, Murray. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
After the sack on 1st down, Murray. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Murray with a 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2.
Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Nifty move by Gordon. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and through, and that will get them one closer. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. I'm sure the message as they come out onto the field was, hey, take care of the football, because the fumble last possession led to a touchdown. Still a 3-score game, though.
You don't want things to start to snowball. You know, one error leads to another, which leads to another. And then all of a sudden you're fighting for your life down the stretch instead of finishing the game in style, which is what they're trying to do on this drive.
Yeah, it would be a pretty amazing comeback, but we've seen crazier things happen in the National Football League.
We certainly have.
53 is the mic. Stop your whining. Watch safety creeping.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It got his man complete. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long. And I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The throw over the middle taken in. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give them 12 yards that time at an Oakland 1st down.
Mike 52. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. 52 is the mic right here.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. Here's Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. There's Murray. Allen's got it complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're cut.
Murray fighting, lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw, it's Murray. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He's got it to Williams. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Murray and company going for it on 4th. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raider D, they get the football back. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation.